Okay, the very last problem in the set and drift section of our books says, let's take a look. At 1735, you depart Great Salt Pond on Block Island. That's over here. And set a course of 311 degrees per standard magnetic compass at 9.2 knots. 1 hour later, your position is, they give me a lat and a long, what was the current? So they want to know what the direction of the current is and even the speed. So let's go ahead and write down those three important things we need to know. We need to know the true course that we're on. They gave it to us in compass, so we're going to have to correct that. We need to know the DR, where we should be given the time that we were out there, the direction we were traveling, the speed, and where we started. And then, of course, we need to plot the ending position. So the true in this problem, they gave us a heading of 311, which was in compass. So I'm going to use my TVMDC formula, and I'm going to be going from compass to true. So when I go from compass to true, what do I do with those errors? I subtract westerly errors and I add easterly errors. So the heading of 311 degrees, I look for a deviation for 311. It's kind of a tricky one. It's somewhere in between 0 and 1.5. It's almost right in the middle. So that'd be like 0.75. I don't know. Let's use 0.75 because that's sort of the middle. Okay. So we've got 0.75, and that would be east. So easterly errors we're going to add. So we got 311 and 0.7 and 5. So that would be 311.75. And then we've got 15 degrees west. What do we do with a westerly error? We subtract. So I'm going to go 311.75 minus 15 is 296.75. 296.75. Okay. Maybe we'll call it, 297 because we probably can't be that accurate with what we're trying to do. So let's see. We got 296. I'm going to call it 297. Okay. My DR is the speed I was going times the time I was out there. So 9.2 for 1 hour. So I'm going to travel 9.2 miles. And my ending position is 41 degrees. 41 degrees, 17.1 minute north by 71 degrees, 45.6 west. Okay. So now that we've got that information and we know we're starting at Great Salt Pond, Block Island, I'm going to use the R2 buoy. They didn't really tell us where we were starting specifically, but I'm going to say we're departing from the R2 buoy. So let's see what we get. And we're on a true course of 297. So we're going to find 297 on our a little bit difficult to plot 297, even more difficult to plot 297.5 or okay, I'm going to guesstimate that's pretty close to being 297. Now I'm going to walk that over here to my starting point, which I'm using the R2 buoy. And I'm just going to draw a long line in the direction we're going. And we're going pretty far in this problem. I think it was 9.2 miles. So I'm going to draw a pretty long line. Okay. And now I'm going to measure 9.2 miles. Well, my dividers won't open to 9.2, so I like to do 9.2 divided by 2 gives me 4.6. So I'm going to open my dividers to 4.6. I'm going to walk it off just to be sure. 4.6, so I should end up at 9.2. So I look there, it's 9.2. I like it. So now that I've got that, I can walk that off from the starting point. There's 4.6, and that makes 9.2. I will mark that. Okay, I like to just make a crisp line. Okay, so I have a nice hash mark. Okay, that's where I should be. My DR, put a half circle around it. Okay, and now let's plot that second position. So we've got 45.6. Well, here's 45.6. So it's going to be somewhere in this neighborhood. Okay, and 17.1. So here's 15, 16, 17.1. So it's going to be somewhere up in here. So let's draw those lines. Okay, the first one was 45.6. So here's 40. I'm starting on a line of latitude. 45, 46. I'm sorry, 45.6. 45. So there's 45. There's 45.5, and that's 45.6. And again, I said 17.1. So I'm going to draw a line somewhere around here. Okay, I think that should do. And now I'm going to mark the latitude, which was 17.1. Okay, 17.1. So it's 15, 16, 17. Oh gosh, I'm almost there. 17. Oh, you just got to go up a smidgen. Okay, there's 17.1. Okay, so 15, 16, 17.1. All right, so I'm not that far off of where I should be there. What does the current do? I should be here on my DR, but in reality, I ended up here. So the current is pushing me a little bit to the north, not far, but a little bit to the north. So let's determine what that direction is. Okay, so all I need to do is go between those 2 points. Okay, try to line them up as accurately as you can. Okay, just you can see how a little bit of wiggle will yield you a different answer. So I'm going to come down to my hash mark. Okay, and again, the current is pushing me from the line to the north. So I'm going to read the northerly side of the compass. Okay, and so it looks like I'm at roughly, so hard to see, I'm going to call that 35 degrees. Okay, 35 degrees. This is number 8, by the way. So 35 degrees, and I'm going to measure the distance in order to find the speed of the current, because the question asks what is the set and the drift, or what is the current. Okay, current meaning the direction and speed of the current. So the speed is the distance divided by the time that we were out there. So here's the distance. It's 1.2. Okay, divided by 1 hour is 1.2. So I came up with 35 at 1.2 knots. This is number 8. Let's see, do we have one that is close to that? Well, I've got 34 at 1.2 knots. So I'm off by 1 degree. That's still by far the closest answer. So number 8, if you do it correctly, should be B.